this is an interesting question as well. I had a good discussion yesterday with a gentleman in Elm West, and he couldn't understand why I was from Zilda and I was representing that area, and then Ward 5 was kind of up Antwerp and split the other way, and it didn't make a whole lot of sense. And that was done in 2000 for numbers. They basically split all the wards and basically about 9,000 to 9,500 people for representation. Was that right? I don't know. It wasn't my decision. A lot of people don't like it. I think it should be looked at and reevaluated by the next council. Is it a priority right now? I don't think so. There are other bigger issues that need to be addressed, but I think it's something that should be looked at the first year of council and identified, because it is a bit iffy. I like the Thunder Bay model, where they have councillors at large, full-time councillors at large, and some ward councillors. I think we might be able to go that route. 12 wards, everybody fighting for their own little areas. I think it would work better if we had more people looking at the big picture of Sudbury. You know, as councillor for Ward 4, definitely I have issues. I work with the cans, and there's issues in these communities that I want to take care of. But the big picture is we're all working for Sudbury, and we all need to work together. So it's kind of a struggle for a councillor, but more people need to be looking at the big picture right now and getting things together rather than fighting for Chelmsford or fighting for Cape-Breton, which is always what you want to do if you're representing the people. So I think the wards need to be realigned, at least looked at, and as I say, not a priority right now, but it's something that I think the mayor and future council should at least consider.
Thank you.
To me, it doesn't matter. When I represent something, I give my 100%. It doesn't matter to me if it's split from Chelmsford to New York to whatever. It doesn't matter. When I work for the ward that I represent. What I don't understand is why isn't ever anybody from Donovan representing to become a councillor or Elm West? There's never anybody. There's always a Zilda. I don't understand that. If I was living in Sudbury, I lived in the Donovan, so I know how Donovan is. I've lived there quite a few years, and I've enjoyed it at the Donovan. There are a lot of challenges at the Donovan. There's a lot of things that need to be addressed, but you know, they're good people, good-hearted people. Okay, and I loved it when I lived there. It was awesome. But like I say, you know, it seems like the Azilda people they got that more of a passion to try to do something and help out. And it would be nice to have a candidate in Sudbury that would come out and challenge us. It would be beautiful. I don't understand what you're going to do.
And then my wife made that.
Me too.
I really have to say that when we're looking at the municipal act, the role of a councillor, the major role of a councillor, and I agree with Frank, it's the whole city. Our first responsibility is to the city of Greater Sudbury. We really want to improve our city. And we're all one now. We've been imposed amalgamation. There was a lot of discussion against it. But now I'm really feeling that because we're working closely together in all our communities, that there's coming to be a sense of belongingness. And the more we're going to be sharing our resources, that we're going to be fair and just for all our people in the city of Greater Sudbury, then we're going to build a strong city. And as the Municipal Act says, my first responsibility, and I have read it, my first responsibility is to the city of Greater Sudbury. But I've been elected by the people of Ward 4, and my responsibility is to them also. And I have worked hard with them, and I will continue working hard with them if they give me that mandate.
All I gotta say on that note is that in the last 4 years, council hasn't worked whatsoever, right? It's been terrible. I've had emails and emails and emails from people tired of how it works. They said it's in shambles. So this time around, be very, very, very careful who you put in there, because this time around is very, very important. We cannot afford another 4 years of what we had. That's all I gotta say.
Well, I'll comment on that. You know, I think we have to comment. You know what I mean? Like there has been difficulties, Paul, and I agree with you. But there has not been nothing done. And I'll give you a list later on of what we've done in Ward 4 as a community and what we've done in the city. We need to be positive. I can look at all the negative that's existed. I can base my whole life on it. But I'm an optimist, I'm a positive woman, and I think that we have issues, we do have challenges. We really do, and we've had them. I'm comparing the 2 terms that I've sat. We had good people at that council table, but we had challenges. And we dealt with them the best we could. However, to say that nothing good was done, I can't agree with that at all. Because it's hard work, determination, and caring for your community and empowering your people to make a change. And that's what we've done in the city. There have been great things that have happened in the city. Some people just talk to the negative, okay? But there's positive too.
I never said they didn't do anything good. All I said is very, very important this time around.
I'm glad you're clarifying that. Thank you.
We come to closing remarks, and we're going to start with you, Paul. You have 2 minutes. Why
Well, they
should...
told us they give us 4 minutes.
2 minutes.
4 minutes, yeah.
2 minutes, 2 minutes.
No, they said 4, they told us.
They lied to you.
That's important.
You know how much I
Let's
can
make a vote.
Let's take a vote. Let's say 3 minutes. I will concede for the 3 minutes. Split the difference.
I know, that's what I was told. I'm just doing what I'm told.
I will give you 2. I will give you 3 minutes.
That's good.
Okay? And we start with you,
She
Paul.
compromised.
And I'll listen fast. How's that?
Compromise. Give us 3
Very
minutes.
good, thanks, Jerry.
3 good minutes. Well, I didn't think I would be first on the last question. That's fine.
But he changed it, he changed it. I'll change it if you
No,
want me to.
I'm okay.
You okay? I'll do it for you.
I'm okay.
You want me to go first, Jerry?
Okay. All I-
Just wait for the minute.
That's fine. What am I going to say more than I said already? I mean, it doesn't really matter what I said at this point. I'm just going to close it very quickly. But we know we have a lot of challenges in Sudbury. We know we have a lot of good builders in Sudbury that we're going to lose if we don't smarten up really, really quickly. We have a lot of challenges. We have rocks in Sudbury that we have to blast. That it's very, very expensive to do. We have water issues. We have all kinds of issues that we need to address. But it's going to be a very, very important time for us in the next year. And I hope for us all that we have a good council out there, one that's going to make some good decisions, one that's going to get rid of development charge, which they call it development charge, I call it homeowner charge. Because the development charge doesn't come from the developer, it comes from the homeowner. The person that actually builds the house is the person that pays for it. So if a kid wants to build a house, he's going to work 5 years of his life just to pay the development fee. We don't need that. Actually, we don't need a development fee. I don't even know why it's there, but they put it there for a reason. And I never agree with it. They started with 3,000, let's go 5, let's go 10, let's go 12, let's go 19. Let's freeze it for a couple of years. Freeze it. Let's eliminate it. Let's get back to work. Let's build this city. Another thing we need to do in the city, you know why people don't fix their houses here? Because they can't. They can't afford it. They fix a house, and I was talking to somebody about this, and I think he actually listened when I talked to him. And I told him, I said, when somebody actually renovates his house, and he puts a budget in for $25,000, have you ever seen a guy hit his budget? Never. He blows it. He's like 50,000 in, he's 60, 70 sometimes in. So why don't we give these people a tax break? Instead of, when they do a renovation on his house, instead of taxing him right away, why don't we give him a 2-3 year for him to settle down a little bit after he's seen his bill of $75,000 and he can't pay it, and he loses his house because the taxes are too high. So let's give these people a break. Let's work together. Let's get a council that stands behind the mayor this time. And I know Marianne is a bit of a hard person person to deal with, and let's open up the stores. Hey, let's open up the stores, and let's do it now. Vote, open the stores, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, people, please, do it. There's a lot of kids looking for jobs. When I go to Florida in the winter time for a couple of weeks, I go do my shopping at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Thank you,
and
Paul.
it's awesome. Nobody there.
Frank? Yep, doing reverse order, what's the last question?
Yeah, well, again, I really want to thank people for coming out. It's great to talk to people door to door, but when people come out and they're looking for information, the more information they have about the candidates, the better it is. When you're making that excellent on voting day, it should be an informed one. And so thanks for coming out. As I mentioned earlier, I'm running because I care. I'm running, I wouldn't be here if I thought the job was getting done properly. I'm here because I think I can do a better job. I have experience, I have confidence to make tough decisions. I've proven that in the past through my business endeavors. I have the skills to work collaboratively to move things forward with the mayor and council. I have the leadership skills to work and make things happen. I'm not here to sit on councils, to agree with people, and to keep people happy. I'm here to go to City Hall, sit with the new mayor, with the councilors, plan for the future, and move this city forward. I'm very disappointed in what I've seen in the last 4-8 years, actually, and again, that's why I'm here. I'm a busy man, I've got family, I've got business, but I have the time and the energy to do this and to do this properly. There are a lot of good people who are running for council, and I commend everyone who's running. There's a lot of good people, a lot of them have good intentions. Unfortunately, a lot of people, when they get there, they don't have the resume and the skills to do the job. If I was applying for a job, I expect my resume, if you're hiring me, you look at my resume, you should say, you know what? He's got the experience, he's got the skills, I'll hire that guy. If I don't have the qualifications, you wouldn't hire me to work for your business. Don't vote for me to run your city. Okay? So thank you again for coming out, really appreciate it. And if you have any questions, we'll be around. I'll be working hard, knocking door to door. My wife will be with me. She's working down this part of it, and because she's from there. And we're doing this very seriously. I'm in this to make a difference, and I hope when voting day comes, you consider Frank.
Well, I want to thank the people for coming out. I want to thank you, Jerry. You do an excellent job every time I see you. And I want to thank the mayors, the mayors that are running in this election. I think it's going to be a very interesting race. I wish you all the best of luck. The city of Greater Sudbury is faced with major challenges, and we've listened to them in the last an hour and a half, 2 hours. I think that accountability, transparency is extremely important, and we passed a resolution to have an integrity officer. I think that's very important. An integrity officer is important because they're independent and they set the guidelines and the ethics that we have to follow. I think I have a master's in pastoral group work, in leadership, and in ethics. So I understand what an integrity officer would do. I'm very conscious. We've talked about the failing roads and the infrastructure in our ward and in the city. I definitely think that we need to set that as a major priority in the next council. We need to keep industry, business, we need to have them in our community so that we can create jobs and we can create assessment, get more tax money. I've indicated I've worked closely with the Azilda, the Donovan, and Elm West Can Action Networks. And we, the residents of Ward 4, I talk about this horizontal leadership because we've accomplished many great things. Not one person, not me as a councillor, but people caring about their ward. We've built St. Gabriel, 128-bed long-term care facility, creating 164 jobs. We've done a splash pad at Victory Park. We have a new Gilles Pellant Library and Museum in Azilda. We have the Donovan Days that focus on family and community. We've built an outdoor rink. The Cans worked at that at the Lionel Lalone Center. We had Keeping Them Warm with the Azilda Lions that own this building, and 125 volunteers. We dress 125 children at Christmas. We're doing Keeping Seniors Warm on the 2nd of October. We're dressing 20 seniors that are alone and don't have enough money to have warm clothing. We work with city staff and Dr. Suman Koka to establish a medical clinic in Isilda. I've been meeting with doctors for a year and a half. We've done major improvements. We've accomplished a lot of great projects. I want to thank everyone that has worked with me closely. I respect people and I care for people. We're going to be building a therapeutic and leisure pool here in Isilda and Chelmsford because the people of this community will build it. We've already met the minister. We have city council supporting us, so this is a major project that we will be working. I do hope that you will support me coming to the election.
So that brings to an end the formal part of our evening. I want to thank you all for coming out. I mean, the Greater Sudbury Taxpayers Association put this thing together so the councillors get a chance to be heard, because as a councillor, there are not very many venues for you to get a chance to debate the people running against you. Not a lot of places to go up and say, this is what we've done, or this is what we want to do. So thank you very much to the Greater Sudbury Taxpayers Association for putting these together. There's a number of them. There's still, how many lifters are there left? I think there's 8 left, of which I'm doing another 4, I think. And I'm also doing I'm doing 3 of the Mayoralty ones as well. On October 1st, which is Wednesday evening, there's the Good Green Questions Town Hall, which is happening from 6 to 9. That's the Mayoralty one, and a lot of the candidates the councillors have been invited as well. I think 32 of the councillors have agreed to show up as well. There's another one for CART, Community Association for Retired People, which is going to occur it takes place on October the 9th. And there's the one other that I'm missing somewhere. There's a couple more missing. There's the Downtown Sudbury Association on the 15th, and the Chamber of Commerce. I can never remember the date for the Chamber of Commerce one. And the 15th. So the other one is the 19th, and then there's the Downtown Association, which is the 19th. And there's also the Arts Council. I'm not sure that one. So there's a lot. I'll have to get the dates, but please show up. Please come listen to what other people in the city have to say as well. And vote, vote, vote. Thank you very much, all 3 of you. Being from Mozilla, if I had an orange vest, I would have given you one. Because I'm one of those smart people from Mozilla. Thank you very much.
Give a big hand for Jerry. Why don't we give a big hand for the Taxpayers Association and members that are here? I think they deserve a big hand.
Please, just, I want to say thank you for coming out. The response that we've had to the ward debates for the candidates has been outstanding. And I really think that the only piece of advice I can give as you leave tonight is make sure you go out and vote and make your voice heard, because that is how change is going to occur in our city. So thank you for coming out. Feel free to chat amongst yourselves and with the candidates for a few minutes, and thank you again.